Do you even realize just how big XLM is gonna be this year into the future? Guys, it's basically what crypto was invented for, and I've just had this massive realization after a problem that I had last night with a payment I was trying to make that XLM is pretty much one of the hottest bets in crypto right now. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you my price prediction for XLM. So do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get into today's video. So guys, I brought you this video just a few weeks ago on Stellar XLM, and I realized, having gone in quite big then, that XLM was destined for some pretty good things. But I'm currently in Bali, Indonesia right now, and I've been living here for nearly a year now. I had a massive realization yesterday as I was trying to pay my rent to a person who's Greek and living in Indonesia with an Indonesian bank account, that when I was trying to send a payment, I ended up having to pay a fee of about 5% on that rental payment. And now the world is getting more and more globalized, people living in different locations, because loads of people can now work online. This is going to be even more of an issue going forward. Now, crypto originally was invented for a number of different things, but one of the main reasons was cross-border payments. In different countries around the world, you have people who have even more issues than me trying to send cross-border payments, because the likes of PayPal won't represent in certain countries, such as Indonesia, and different banks won't allow you to send to different countries. And this causes tons of different problems. The Stellar XLM, very similar to the tech that's behind XRP, and we've seen XRP actually having some fantastic runs towards the upside recently, but Stellar still having a bit of a quiet backseat. Stellar still only has a market cap of around $2.8 billion. But if we jump across to the Stellar Chain Explorer, you'll see that right now, still there's a volume every 24 hours of $73.5 million, which is down 66% from before. But we're seeing the number of transactions here in the last 24 hours, 3.3 million transactions, 1.5 million payments, and loads of other things going on. This is a chain that is working. It's extremely cheap to use, it's extremely fast, and it is basically set up well to replace the Swift banking system, which is what I used last night when I had to pay that excessive payment fee. And right now you're seeing the banking system starting to show signs that it's going to be failing. And once traditional banking system does fail, and I do believe that it will, we will see that there will be a massive requirement for payments, peer-to-peer payments around the world. People sending money back to their families, people sending money for things like rent, people sending money to their friends and receiving money. It's super easy, and I've been doing this for months in crypto, which is probably why I forgot about just how painful it can be. As we move from a globalized world, which is what we live in right now, to what I think will be a polarized world, which is basically different areas of the world grown around the major superpowers. Obviously, you know who they probably are, and this means that we might not be operating quite as freely as we have been in the past. That means that there will be a lot more problems when it comes to sending cross-border payments, because different countries will put restrictions on different people living in different countries. That becomes extremely problematic if you are a person living outside of a country that has restrictions placed on that country. These are different political things that that country might be doing. As countries play the restriction game on each other and the citizens of particular countries, you'll see that those individuals will require more and more to be able to send money through different cryptocurrencies, such as XLM. This is why I see such a growth opportunity in XLM right now, and it's one of the most exciting opportunities in terms of an investment for a payment solution. Obviously, Bitcoin, etc. can't handle the payment solutions, but XLM is set up perfectly for that particular task. And if we dive in and take a look at the XLM chart right now, you can see that we are obviously at the bottom of our market, and actually we have seen something very exciting happening in just the last few days for XLM. Over the last few days, we've been pumping aggressively towards the upside. We're starting to have a little bit of a pullback. Now, I will be getting in again. I did bring you a video before about where I was getting in slightly lower down. And we have been in this nice buy zone, which is pretty much where I was loading up. Whether we return to that buy zone again, I actually don't think that we will. But we are looking at something quite interesting across this area right now. Because right now for XLM, we've broken out of this downtrend. We've pulled away from it. We've retested this double bottom, we put in our W pattern, and now we are off. So I do believe that XLM is actually probably going to start skyrocketing fairly soon from this chart pattern. We have had a little bit of a pullback. Potentially we will pull back to retest this upper zone here, plus also this blue line here. So for me, I might be looking to buy a few more if we can get down towards this level, but realistically, I don't want to sort of miss out. So maybe, just maybe, I'll do a little FOMO in, and I do talk about in my Telegram group all the time, which is linked down below and absolutely free, the importance of not FOMOing into crypto, but having a good idea of where you're going to be buying. Right now, if we do get a bit more of a pullback, then I will be looking to buy more, but realistically, it might not make that much difference, given where I think XLM is going. In the shorter term, I'm identifying this as an area we might see a bit of a pullback, and this up here, another area potentially for pullbacks. Now here we would see a push of 23% and then the upper box 41%. Now that's a still pretty good return in the short term, but looking at the chart on a whole, we can see XLM having an upside potential, at least at all-time highs. We're seeing 6.2%, but I think realistically XLM has the opportunity to take on an enormous market cap that potentially other cryptos won't see. So currently we're valued at $2.8 billion. Can we see a 10x taking this to $28 billion? I think it's reasonable. Will we see 100x up to $280 billion? That's heavy speculation, because given the future, we never know what other cryptos are coming up. I always say this to people who are speculating about Gala in my Telegram group, because Gala has a fantastic upside potential. But as we see GameFi exploding, we will see more and more people entering that space. Gala previously enjoyed a fairly competition-free rise up the charts. That might not be true as we go into the future. Stellar XLM right now, though, does sit in a position where we could expect an enormous explosion, but I don't want to speculate too hard because we never know what else is coming up around the corner. So I think that realistically, given the situation that's happening in the world right now, how things are starting to transition to working online, people are starting to live overseas because of high costs of living in like the UK and America and various other places. I think more and more people will start to do that. All these people require peer-to-peer payment solutions, and this is why I think we're starting to see XLM starting to take off and creep up the charts. And once people realize just how powerful a solution it is, XLM is going to blow up. And I think that $2 is a reasonable estimation without being too over the top here, which would see us having an 18, maybe 19x if you got in a little bit lower down. But I think going forward, we could see even more upside potential. Let me know down in the comments where you think Stellar Lumens is going to head in the next few years. Also, if you want to buy tokens like XLM, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, anything I've been talking about on this channel, then head to the link down below in the description for Fairdesk, where you can get up to a $35,000 bonus, which you can use on spot trading. You can also take part in futures trading and copy trading, where you can copy experienced traders with just a few clicks of a button in order to be able to earn money when they earn money, but obviously not without risk, so don't use any money that you can't afford to lose. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, hit that like button for me. Make sure you get into my Telegram link down below, absolutely free, and subscribe to my channel to be kept up to date with all the latest happening. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.